Unlimited enthusiasts, Secrets of Power, the 6th set of Stars Limited is here. And alongside, of course, releasing our 2 spotlight decks of Padme and Chancellor Palpatine and the boosters, we of course have our next set of Carbonite boxes. And well, you know me, I gotta open one for you all, but I didn't just get one for you, no, I got 2 for you. 24 packs of Carbonite fun! Well folks, ever since Carbonites were first released in JTL, I've been quite addicted to these things. I buy these things like they're hotcakes, and man, sometimes it is expensive. But nonetheless, they are really fun packs to open. I mean, a higher chance at opening showcases. The prestiges are really nice. A higher chance of getting legendaries. All the cards are in hyperspace and foil and hyperspace foil. So it's just a really nice collector's edition. Now, if you yourself for the first time watching this and you are on that fence of Carbonites, do not worry. The only thing that is different between this and a regular booster box, the Secrets of Power, is that this has a little, all these cards are either foiled or in the hyperspace or hyperspace foiled. Also, prestige arts of named characters or named vehicles within the Star Wars set itself. That is all that is, just a unique art of certain cards, and basically cards are showcased, are in their showcase, in their hyperspace art and are foiled. That's it. Everything in this set, besides the prestige arts, comes in the main booster set. Now you just get a higher chance of opening up a showcase, and I have gotten showcase from these, not mentioning that you have a pretty nice chance to open yourself up, of course, a stamped prestige. Of course, I have a JTL Invincible, and I have a Luke Skywalker from LOF. Really nice. Both open from Carbonites. This one, of course, opened in a video, and this one I actually opened outside of a video. So, yeah. And this is also the one I got the Bears Ophi showcase in as well. So, yes, we're opening 2 of these. There's 12 packs per each one of them. We'll, of course, discuss what you're expected to get in each pack. But yeah, so feel no urge, anybody, to go and buy a Carbonite booster, buy a Carbonite pack, or anything like that. There is nothing truly special about the cards in this that you can get in a normal booster. So if you're not a collector, you're not looking for those prestige arts, or you're not looking to bling out your deck, or you're not looking to get all of those hyperspace cards, then there's no reason for you to go and buy yourself a Carbonite or even a booster box of sealed Carbonites. So we have some new prestige arts in here, and let me tell you, I quite enjoy these. So, as we see, the original prestige arts that we first got in JTL were like starships in space, or in space battles. For instance, like Red 5 and Victor Leader were in the, could go together to show the trench run of Luke and Darth Vader. We have the Invincible here. We had Home 1. We had all these fighters, and, you know, they were in space. Pretty cool. Nice little backgrounds, nice backgrounds. And then we went to LOF. LOF turned into very boring backgrounds. Just like, absolutely, it's just a character in a different pose on a card. The backgrounds were blues and this gold, and they were very boring. Very basic and boring. So, you know, we kind of went from, that looks pretty cool for our first, you know, prestige arts, to, okay, now we have boring arts, but at least we have characters, to what we have in these ones. These prestige arts are goated. Well, I guess I should say half of the prestige arts are goated, because there's two different styles of prestige art. One, we have like propaganda posters, like war posters you would have seen like World War II, like, we want you to join, or come join us to fight, you know, those type of war posters, like join the Navy, join the Army, join the Marines, join, you know, the artillery crews, join this, you know, those propaganda style posters that you would see running around at the time. And then we have wanted posters, which again isn't nothing new in the Star Wars universe. We have wanted posters, but if you're going to ask me which prestige I like the best, it's the propaganda ones. The wanted posters just don't excite me. They're kind of hard to see what, the card is, what colors it should be. They don't look as good. I love the art on the propaganda posters, but it's a lot lacking when you get into the bounty or the wanted posters. The one poster just don't feel good in this set. And again, they're still getting their feet wet. Fantasy Flight has only done this now for 3 sets, so we should see a nice evolution of what we see. The prestige arts are definitely really, really strong in this set. They're really cool. I love the propaganda, like I said. While I don't like the wanted posters, they're pretty neat. They're okay, but again, they aren't perfect. I definitely could pass up on having those as prestiges and more propaganda style posters. But enough rambling about those prestige arts. My hope for these two, a showcase for you all, and maybe another prestige stamp. I have so far gotten 2 prestige stamps so far from Carbonite boosters. While I've opened some more boosters from set 5, individual boosters, no more real boxes, and I've opened a few more packs of set 4. I really haven't pulled any more stamped prestiges, and I still need to go get these graded to get them into slabs. So with that said, we do have 12 packs per Carbonite. So we have 24 packs overall of these boosters. So we're going to crack them both open for you all. Again, this is basically if you had bought a sealed booster box, you would have gotten 24 packs in a sealed booster. Again, there's even with the way the propaganda arts look in this, I'm 100% halfway tempted to just go get a 3rd Carbonite booster for myself. But anyways, the art for this is the exact same pack art that we will see throughout the entirety of this, and that is just Princess Amidala, or Queen Amidala. So in the pack of this, so I'll read you this. A pack of Carbonite boosters includes 16 cards, approximately 1 hyperspace showcase leader. Most of the time you'll get a hyperspace, 6 premium foils, 1 foil rare / legendary card, 1 prestige, 4 hyperspace cards, 1 hyperspace rare / legendary card, and 2 hyperspace foils. No rarity in like the foil, like for the foils, like the 6 premium foils, and then the premium foils could also be legendary as well. The hyperspace foil cards could also be legendary. There's nothing stating that those. You always have a higher chance of getting 1 foil rare, 1 foil or legendary, and 1 hyperspace rare, 1 hyperspace legendary from these packs. Now again, if you are wondering how that differs from a normal pack is 1 leader, 1 base, 9 commons, 3 uncommons, 1 rare or legendary, and 1 premium foil. Again, the premium foil can be a legendary card as well. So we got ourselves quite this. Now, again, if you guys are curious, like I said, I have busted open a booster box and both spotlight decks for this set. That's pinging right now in YouTube if you guys are curious what I got in my booster box, as well as what are come in the 2 spotlight decks of Chancellor Palpatine and Padme Amidala. So without further ado, you came to watch some prestige opening. Let us see what we get. First, Carbonite pack. Will we get lucky with a first opening of a showcase leader? Yes, we will! Luthen Rao Showcase! Ooh! Okay, first pack got a showcase in it. Oh man, and it's also a leader I 100% wanted to build a deck around. Luthen Rao Showcase right there for you all. You know, I would have preferred a Sabe Showcase personally, because I really wanted to play Sabe, but I do really want to try Luthen Rao. So if you haven't checked out the opening, we did talk Luthen Rao, but I'll talk about him here for you all. When a friendly unit is defeated while attacking, he may exhaust his leader for deal 1 damage to unit or base. 5 or more resources, you flip him over. When a friendly unit is defeated while attacking, may deal 2 damage to a unit or base. So really cool Luthen Rao Showcase to start out the video. Okay, that is an amazing pull to start out the video. Alright, so then for the rest, we got an A-Wing, a Sith Assassin. These are all our holos as well. Anakin Skywalker, Budgeting Scheming, Disciples Devotion, Corporate Warmongering, condemn. Now here we go. So this is the normal art for the wanted posters. So this is the wanted poster style. As you can see, it's a little hard. Like you'd have to know that that's the command symbol up there. And like I said, I'm not really sold on it. It's still a cool art. Don't get me wrong. I'm just not sold on this art completely. I like the propaganda posters better. But our first hit for prestige will be a 𝐂𝐎 wanted poster. Then we have our hyperspaces of the APS Loader, Laborer, Enforcer Squadron, Emissaries from Ryloth, then Will Row Hood, and then we have Grand Moff Tarkin. This is a really interesting rare. I think it's going to see some playability. When played, take control of an enemy non-leader vehicle unit, which is very specific. When this unit leaves play, the owner takes control of that unit. So basically, you just take control of a vehicle and you keep control of it until Tarkin leaves. Basically, it's the same essence of what he does to Krennic and the Death Star. He takes control of Krennic's Death. And then we have our foil show hyperspaces of Reconnaissance and the Thailander Shuttle. All right. You know, first pack, pretty amazing. Now, of course, I am looking for some leaders out of this. I didn't pull a DJ yet. I think I have a Sabe, but I'm looking for a DJ. Anyways, hey, look at that. It's normal Luthen Rao. Here you go. Here's Showcase Luthen Rao. There's normal Luthen Rao if you ever were curious. But anyways, normal Luthen Rao. The Outer Rim Constable, why we have a Fang Fighter on the ground is beyond me. I will constantly bicker about this card because I thought JTL leaders were going to get in the meta, the sec meta and the post-rotation meta as well as be more viable. But nope, we're not going to be that viable. Crate Veteran, Nabooian Starskiff, Unruly Astromech, the Galleon, Hunter, First Light, and we have one of, it's not foil, but it is of the propaganda poster. This is the art style I like the most. This propaganda, like General Grievous with the battle droids coming for him. Like, this art looks so much nicer than this art. I have nothing against them. I get it. It's, you know, it's secrets of power. It's politics. It's, you know, government things. We have criminals on the run that we need to capture and all of that. But still, I like this art 100% much better than I like the wanted art. So there we go, General Grievous. I like this unit as well. This is a really good one. Hidden. When this unit is attacked, return him to its owner's hand. It's really cool. So you can, if you give him Sentinel, he can bounce himself back to his hand and blank one of your opponent's attacks, and you could be able to summon him out again. So really cool card stuff you can do with him. Anyways, Shadow Crawler, Batarian Hopper, Let's Call It War, Organa, the Elite Squad, Ambition's Ward, and we got a Darth Treya. All right, Darth Treya, hyperspace foil. Like I said, we had our 2 premium foils, so this shows you again. So this is the rare slot right here for the normal hyperspace. Then we have our rare slot for our normal foil. So like I said, the premium foil cards can come in legendary, and the premium foil hyperspaces can come in legendary as well. So Darth Treya is a really good card. I was thinking about playing in the Grand Inquisitor Yellow. On attack, you may ready a non-leader unit. So pretty cool right there. So loving that. A Darth Treya now in my collection. Now, I am separating out the cards. So I am separating out if we get any showcases, our prestige arts of both our propaganda and our wanted, and any legendaries we pull in to see what we get. We have a Duchess Satine, or Satine 𝐒𝐍𝐍𝐄𝐄. We didn't see her in the normal box opening. But anyways, she's an interesting leader as well that I want to try out something with. So, action, tapper, heal, up to 2 damage from a unit. If you do, deal that much damage to your base. So basically, you heal and deal damage to your base. She flips for 5, 5, 0, 8, and restores 4. Funny enough, I want to run her in green because I want to give her the Darksaber, because the Darksaber can ignore its aspect penalty as long as it connects to a Mandalorian. So then I can flip her for 5, put it on the Darksaber, and then hey, Satine can hit for 4 and swing for 4 and give experience tokens to Mandalorians, which is absolutely hilarious because that typically would not happen since she was a pathicist for Mandalore. But still, nice Duchess Satine. I know I'm calling her Duchess Satine, but again, Satine 𝐒𝐍𝐶 is her full name. But Everyone just calls her Duchess Satine. She's Obi-Wan's girlfriend if Obi-Wan had left the Order. Then we have a Barthan Orthopter, Imperial Occupier, Knowledge and Defense. Husalian Commandos, charged with murder, charged with corruption. Ooh, Darth Nihilus. That completes my playset of Darth Nihilus, everybody. We already checked him out, but once again, when played on attack, you deal 3 damage to a unit with the less remaining HP among those units. That is yours and your opponent's. If the units are tied, choose one. So if you and your opponent are tied, you do get to choose at that point your opponent. If it's a non-vehicle unit, you can give him an experience token. So again, the reason why he's absorbing HP is because in the lore-wise, he has he force drains and he has to consume all the force essence from a planet to survive. So yeah, so that's why he consumes. But still, I did want him, and I need 2 more Dark Scions because I want to do blue Revan. So really cool there. We got another poster in Masmada, not hollowed, but Masmada there for you all in his propaganda poster. When played, you can give an experience token up to 2 other official units, and he does have plot. 4/3/4. FN Trooper Corps, Biguel, Cruel Commandos, Crucible, Kikatoro, Vegas, Accelerate Our Plans, everybody's favorite new, not Surprise Strike at home, and then the Vigilant Commandos, definitely a card to be on the lookout for. Aggression Command decks, because of that fact, they can, if it swings and deals combat damage to base and deals 3, it can kill itself to deal 3 more damage. So just be on the lookout for this card to be very much meta viable. We got a Hyperspace Colonel Yularen once again. Tap him. Action, you may attack with a unit, then you may attack with another unit that costs less than it. So it does the Leia Organa from Spark of Rebellion gimmick, where you can attack with a rebel and then attack with another rebel. 5 or more resources, you flip him over. He's 4/6. When this unit completes an attack, you may attack with another unit that costs 4 or less. So basically, he does the exact same thing on his front side. Since he costs 5, you have to swing with something at 4 or less. So a pretty neat leader there. Just multi-attacking leader is still nice. Being able to double attack your opponent's base before they even get a response time is pretty good. Looking Snub Fighter, Supreme Council Aide, Unauthorized Investigation, Imperial Dark Trooper, Aggressive Negotiations, Hired Slicer, Special Modifications. It's Grand Admiral Thrawn! I like this art. I have a friend who's a big Grand Admiral Thrawn person, so if I get a couple more copies, I might give it to him. But I absolutely love this. This completes my playset of Grand Admiral Thrawn as well. I have 2. I have a Hyperspace, a Normal, and now I have a Prestige. And like I said, I absolutely just love... See, this is why I just don't like this. I don't like this art because it just doesn't feel like this. This feels like what this set is about: politics and power, and like, join the Empire today, be part of Grand Admiral Thrawn's great plan, or join the Separatist cause for freedom from the Republic. Like, they scream out like what the wartime mongering is, what propaganda posters are supposed to be for. That's why I love them. They're so iconic, like, to the ideals of what Star Wars was in the Clone Wars era, and in the, of course, the Galactic Civil War era. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. I still enjoy them. So, anyways, Admiral Thrawn's a 7/8/7. When played, an opponent may choose a non-leader unit they control. If they do, this unit captures that unit. If they don't, you just ready this unit. So if you don't capture the unit, you get to ready yourself as an 8/7, and when defeated, a friendly unit captures an enemy non-leader unit in the same arena, and if you're playing the Thrawn from JTL, you can double tap that ability. So, really cool card. Glad to get my playset of Mr. Thrawn himself. Then we have Treyas Acolyte, a Rebellious Factioneer, a Relief Request, Charged with Treason, Newt Gunray, Dogmatic Shock Squad, and we got another legendary in the mix, Manifesto. A legendary I'm not so sold on, but I might try out. So, attached to a non-vehicle unit. When attached unit gains the Rebel trait, if it already doesn't have a Rebel trait. When defeated, you may deal 1 damage to each enemy base for each other friendly Rebel unit. So, my whole stick is it's a very interesting card. I think it's really good for Luthen Raoul because of what Luthen Raoul wants you to do is punch your own units in the face. I also could see it played in Leia from Spark of Rebellion.
because of the fact because you play so many rebels in there, because you want to utilize Leia's effect to swing with rebels all over the board. So I can see why that would be very good there too. I'm not sold on this being a good legendary. I would say that if you're on the fence of this legendary being good, wait a while. I'll probably drop to a couple dollars because it's not going to be meta viable. Only really the legendaries that are going to be meta viable are literally going to keep a price. That's what happened in LOF. The only two that stayed extremely high for a while, like GI or the Grand Inquisitor, did stay up there for a good chunk of time, but he finally fell down after a while, after deck started kind of dropping him out. But the cards that kind of stayed really meta relevant was like Constructed Lightsaber, was the Darth Vader, and were like the Anakin Skywalker. Those are the only ones that really kept strong value because of what they wanted to do. So nonetheless, it's cool that we got another one of those. This is my first of this legendary. Again, my ideals for legendaries, I grab 3 of each legendary and then I'm practically done. So that's it for me. So another legendary for the collection. We got a Leia Organa right there for you all. So once again, she's a leader I want to maybe give a try to, but I'm not certain just yet about her. Action, pay 1 tapper, disclose anything besides a villainy card. If you do get an experience token to you that doesn't share that aspect to the disclosed card, flip her for 6. On attack, you may again disclose anything besides an ability card. Give an experience token to a unit that doesn't share that aspect of the disclosed card. I want to make her work, but she's not one of those leaders I'm overly sold on trying out. It's like, if you're stuck with only like a card with like heroic on it, well, then what are you going to do? If all your guys on the board have at least a heroic aspect on them, you couldn't give them an experience token. So you really have to show like vigilance or command to really do something. So I don't know. I mean, I think it's really cool what you can do, disclose to get experience tokens, which is pretty nice. Because you could do this on one turn where you could pay 1, disclose, and then flip her over and then attack and then disclose again and give a unit 2 experience tokens, which is be pretty cool. But I'm just not sold on her being very good. Maybe someone can sell me on this card. Ahsoka Tano, High Command Counselor. Kira's Whispers, really a good cunning card. If anyone's looking for a good cunning card, I highly recommend taking a look at this one 100%. Because this one actually has some really good playability of just a draw 3, put 1 card on the top, 1 card on the bottom. That's still a +1. You dug 3 cards deeper, and if you have cards that are rotting in your hand that you can't do anything with, that's a great way just to get rid of them. Populist Advisor, Crosshair, Erdahana Price. Then we got ourselves a Kylo Ren's Command Shuttle. Probably a legendary that I kind of could have gone this whole set without even picking up or picked up very late. So it's a 4/3/5 in space that each other friendly ground Sentinel gains +2. I like the way they're wording it, helping Sentinels stay alive a little longer. Is it good? No, it's bad. It's a bad legendary. And we got ourselves a Hollow Sinister Chuchi. Again, she was in the time of the Clone Wars. She first appeared in the Clone Wars series. Her first true appearance was in the episode where Obi-Wan, the 501st, at Rex, and of course Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Chuchi went to this ice planet. I don't forget the creatures, and the creatures that attacked both the Separatist and the clone bases on it. So really cool right there. So just another, I mean, look at the clones. I mean, it really does feel like a propaganda poster. You would have seen like Senator Chuchi holding the ground, telling you to be there for the Republic, to fight for the Republic as a clone, a soldier. Even though that's what all the clone soldiers were bred to do. Literally fight and die for the Republic and eventually turn on the Jedi. Anyways, then after that, we got the Outer Rim Constable, the Inspector's Shuttle, Naboo Security Force, the Soulless One, Director Krennic, 2 legendaries after this pack. I want his prestige. I want his prestige. If there's a prestige I want, it's Director Krennic's. I love the art he's got behind them with the Death Star and everything. It looks so menacing. So Director Krennic, and I like this art anyways with the 2 Death Troopers next to him in the rain. I think this is when he goes to see Galen Erso after he hears that there have been leaks. And then, of course, that's where then Galen dies. That's where and then that's where the rebellion attacked Galen to stop him from speaking and kill him off before, of course, everything. And then Stardust and they all go to the data vault to the planet. It's spacing my name. But anyways, Director Krennic is a 9/8/10 with Sentinel that states,
When this unit is attacked, discard a card from your deck. If it's a unit, you may return to your hand. So really cool. Just a Sentinel that every time your opponent bashes into it, because it's an 8/10 with Sentinel on it, as long as they don't have Saboteur, you basically are able to discard cards and potentially draw a whole bunch of units to your hand, which is really cool. So glad to have picked up a Director Critic, and then a Crate Veteran, and a Populist Advisor. Again, I do hope we can pull Critics Showcase, or Prestige. All right, folks, we burnt through the first half of the first Carbonite booster. We got a Bail Organa, the second official leader in the game that does not have an epic action to bring himself out. Bail Organa states, pay 1, tap him. If your friendly unit was defeated this phase, return a friendly resource to its owner's hand. If you do, put the top card of your deck into play as a resource. Really nice. It's a really just good resourcing card here, mainly because of this action. Tap him, discard 2 cards from your hand. If you control 4 or more resources, deploy him as a leader. When you play a card for your resources, heal 1 damage to your base. So this is kind of nice of like playing him in some kind of strange like hybrid of plot and smuggle, so that you can always, when he's flipped, you can get this resource. But also it's really nice that even though you have to discard 2 cards, by playing a lot of your high cost stuff into your resources and then later on pulling it out of your resources is not too bad. So it allows you to do this weird like loop where you can keep your hand very steady on what you need in it any time by tapping him, as long as you kamikaze one of your units into your opponent. So that's all it really does, but still, he's a neat leader. I want to try him out. I'm not completely sold on him being completely good, but I still want to give him a try to see what I can really do with him, because I do like leaders that don't have epic actions, as I do like Trench. All right, for the rest, we got Chandurian Sponsor, Academy Disciplinary, Nimble Prowess, with Thunderous Applause, Deidre Morrow, Win Has Become Now, and we got another legendary in Dryan Voss. All right, he does have a prestige art as well. It is in the wanted poster style. So his ability is quite interesting. So he's a 4/2/5. On attack, you may double this unit's power for this attack. If you do, this unit doesn't ready during the next regrouping phase. So basically, he's like, you can double him to swing for a big attack and then go with there. So what's more interesting is he doesn't say double his original power. So his original power would be technically 2. He says double this unit's power. So my thought process was that you can put a bunch of upgrades on him, then swing him for 1 big turn, double that power that he currently has, and if your opponent doesn't have a way to deal with him, or doesn't have a way to deal with all the upgrades you've added onto him, that can be a big swing in your favor. So it's a very interesting concept, I think, in my mind, where I can do like putting like a Hotshot Blaster on him and then giving him an extra 2, so then he goes to 6 if he, so that's 4, so he goes to 8 if he doubles his attack. So there's things like putting other little upgrades on him, like Fury or anything like that, where then you can just swing him and double his attack. So I really like him because I think there's some playability I could do with him of just creating everything, because his text doesn't state original attack gets doubled. It's his power just gets straight doubled. So it's not like we're like card games like if you come from Yu-Gi-Oh! Where it says like original attack, because if a monster got buffed up for attack or anything like that, then yeah, then it will have to go to the original. Since it just says power, not original power, whatever power he's at gets doubled. So this could be very interesting. Like your opponent just has 8 damage. You go Blaster onto him because he's red. So maybe you play him in like a yellow strategy. So anything that's like yellow, then you go Blaster under him and then swing, since you're at 4, double to 8, and then you swing for game. So it's a pretty neat effect there, 100%. Our next prestige will be Karis Nemec in his wanted poster. He's a 2/3/2 hidden, and when defeated, you may disclose aggression and heroic. If you do, create a spy token and ready it. So pretty nice. You just get a free readied body on his defeat, which is good, nice because you could swing him, kill him with also having the Lutheran Row. Then we got Junior Senator, Defense Fleet X-Wing, Diplomatic Immunity, Renowned Dignitaries, Marva Andor, Reckless Rebel, and then a Rebel Propagandist. Second half of the box, we will have a C-3PO. Did you all like that we had the ability to rest stuff with
Cal Kestis. Well, here's C3PO for you all. Does the exact same thing. Action, pay 1, tap him. If you control an exhausted unit, exhaust a unit. And then 4, flips for 4, 1, 6. On attack, if you control another exhausted unit, you may exhaust a unit. So it kind of does the exact same in Cal Kestis, where Cal has to use the force, but on usually Cal's backside swing, rest of the enemy has to rest one of their units. C3PO is a little different, is you have to have something already rested, but I think it gives some mind games of your opponent having to think, well, do I play this card out of my hand? Do I just swing to make sure I don't have a unit rested? Do I need to play this card before I swing? So it's a lot of interesting different little play styles, and not mentioning someone of my locals jokes about putting Baba Frick on this guy because he's a droid, and then buffing him up with Baba Frick and Pale Moto as well because he's a droid. So just some interesting things. I think that some people are going to give him a try, but I think if you're going to do a leader that wants to exhaust stuff, Cal Kestis is the better leader. Now, C3PO does have a better chance of something over Cal Kestis, and that's the fact that Cal Kestis is a 3/4, so he dies to an open fire on his turn. On the turn he flips. Instead of C3PO, he doesn't straight up die to an open fire. He does have the ability to survive an open fire, unlike Cal Kestis, unlike Cal. So, just a thought process for you all to think about. Anyways, as we move into the foils, relief request, Skyhopper Canyon Running, Skyhopper Canyon running, Assassin Probe, Beloved Orator, Coronet, a Crucible, Implicate. We have another one poster in the Galleon, a 7/6/6 with Underworld Vehicle Transport. When played, you may disclose aggression, and villainy. If you do, create 3 spy tokens. I still think this will be really good with Governor Price, because Governor Price wants you to have spy tokens, or tokens period, because then she gets a +1 for each token that you have on the board. So if you have 5 tokens, she gets a +5 on herself, which is pretty nice. Also, by the way, Governor Price is really good for Twin Sons as well, if you are curious, because then you can play her with, because she's villainy, play her with Vader, and then because Vader can make tie tokens, she can get herself buffed up, because you can make spies and you can make ties, so that she becomes a humongous nuisance. For our hyperspaces, Theed Security, Create Veteran, Aggressive Negotiations, Captain Typho, then Hired Slicer, Diplomatic Envoy, and Crosshair. We got a D-draw. So anyways, action, pay 1, tapper, choose an enemy unit. Its color may deal 2 damage to it. If they don't, draw a card. Getting really kind of nice. And then on her backside, she flips for 4, 2/5. While you control more cards in your hand than your opponent, this unit gains Raid 2. So I'm already planning to play her with just straight control, giving her the blue package, and then because I'm in villainy already, I do get all the really good villainy control cards, so I was kind of just playing that, and then because my opponent has to choose whether or not to take 2 damage on him, or to allow me to draw a card, it becomes interesting, because then I could actually draw a card and draw more cards into myself. I don't know how many people are really going to flip her, but still, I have some really good ideas for what I want to do with this leader. Then for the rest, Hunting Assassin Droid, a legendary, a Legends card, not legendary. If in Trooper Corps, especially if you guys are all Captain Phasma enjoyers, there's another First Order card for you all. Reconnaissance, The Wrong Ride, Diplomatic Unity, Major Puterags, The Mandalorian, a really good card right there with Ambush. When this unit attacks and defeats a unit, you may disclose and you may capture, choose an enemy on their unit and capture it, and he doesn't care how many times he does that, he just needs to constantly capture anything. So, really cool card, 8/6/8. We got a Dryden Boss. We pulled one of his normal legendaries, and we pulled his Prestige legendary as well, so that's 2 of him in my collection. Again, we've already seen him. Again, not really sold in this art, but still, this just helps complete collections of legendaries in my opinion. I'm still looking to hope that maybe we could pull 1 or 2 Obi-Wans from the box, from both Carbonites. I did not pull 1 from any one of my boxes, and that's a really good legendary right now for, like, Sabe. With Thunderous Palas, the Rebel Airpack Starfighter, Kira's Whispers, Senator Chuchi, Luthen's Hallcraft, a really good card for Luthen Rao, 5/5/3. When defeated, you may choose an opponent and disclose Aggression, Heroic. If you do, that opponent discards 2 cards from their hand. I mean, really good for any real strategy if you're looking to just do discard stuff. Help request, and then The Wrong Ride.
Ooh, we got the Sabe leader. The leader I think a lot of people are definitely going to be playing and definitely giving it 100% as saying that this card is going to be meta viable. So, when a friendly unit deals combat damage to a base, you may exhaust the leader. If you do, look at the top 2 cards of your defending player's deck, discard one of those cards. So basically, you're controlling what the next card your opponent will draw, at least one of the 2 cards your opponent's going to draw, because remember, you draw 2 cards at the start of your, at the regrouping phase. And then she flips for 5, she's a 3/6 with raid 1, and when this unit deals combat damage to a base, look at the defending player's hand, you may discard a card from it. If you do, that player draws a card. So basically, they draw a card with whatever when you discard, but that's a great way to just basically mail the top of their deck and force out very big cards that you don't want them to have out of their deck, and then you basically hand sculpt them. Big cards, annoying cards that you don't want them to have, to hand sculpt those as well. So a lot of really interesting things that this leader can really do. I expect this leader to be viable. I'm thinking about either doing double yellow so I can use a 𝐒𝐍𝐾𝐄 combo with her, or I was thinking about doing red with her and then allowing me to do like the mills with like pillage and like Luthen's Hallcraft and stuff like that. So really glad to see that into the collection. Glad to show you all that one. I think this leader 100% also with the Dry and Boss leader are going to be very strong competitive leaders. Bogged down and Procedure, Dogmatic Attack Squad, Republic Eric Starfighter, Rotunda Senate Guards, Oppression Breeds Rebellion, Mina Bontari, Mirdra Skentnal, which is, of course, this was another arc of Star Wars, the Clone Wars series, where Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka were on this slaver's planet, and Anakin's owned by this woman, and Obi-Wan's in a mine being tortured, basically trying to break him. When a friendly unit is attacking a damaged unit, the attacker gains Overwhelm, so basically you really want to be you want to see damaged things on your opponent's board and then swing your guys into it to get that Overwhelm. When play, you may deal 3 damage to an undamaged unit. So basically just help to push that Overwhelm. We got a Bail Organa! Really nice there, propaganda looking poster here for you all. So he's a 2/2/4. On attack, you may discard a card from your hand. If you do, create a spy token. Really good for the Padme leader. The Padme Spotlight leader, where if you discard a card or reveal a card, you can deal 1 damage to a unit. So kind of good there just to do that, and not mention creating spies, as this set likes to do. Spy creation in this set is quite fun. Populist Champion, Hunting Assassin Droid, Endo Commission, C-3PO, the Ebon Hawk, a really good card there. Again, on attack, you may disclose Heroic and or Villainy. If you disclose Heroic, it gets a +2 when attacking, and if you disclose Villainy, the defender gets -4 when attacking. And then Rebellious Functioneer, and then a Marva Andor. It's Mon Mothma, everybody! Mon Mothma on her front side just states that you can ignore the aspect penalty of non-Villainy official units. So basically, she does the Hera thing where you can ignore the aspect penalty on Spectres, and she does the she also does Nala Se, ignore the aspect penalty on clones. And if you control 5 or more resource, flip her over. She's a 5/3/7, again ignoring the aspect penalty on non-Villainy official units, and then each other friendly official gets a +1 to their defense. So pretty cool there. Definitely a leader I'm going to give a try. There are definitely some styles you could build her with, like double green and using like unity and figure and unity and purpose for her as well. So some interesting stuff to kind of think about when it comes to Mon Mothma. Accelerate Our Plans, Corrupt Politician, Feed Security, Heroic Arc 170, Charged with Espionage, Quinta Kaz, Exiled from the Force, so attached unit loses the Force trait and all abilities except for Grit, and then gains Grit. And then we have a Alexander Callus as a wanted poster. This is, of course, a new Spectre. We also got Chopper in this set as well as a new Spectre. And then it's a 7. It's an Aggression Heroic with 6/6. While you have the initiative, each other friendly unique unit gains rate 2. Really good to kind of play with Hera, because Hera typically only has a lot of unique units because of all the Spectres. And then when played, deal 2 damage to each up to 3 ground units. So really nice just to deal extra damage to ground unit stuff. Not mentioning it's a pretty good one for like Luthen Rao and stuff like that. Anyways, it's a good one for any type of aggression heroic. But like I said, just look at the coloration on that. You know, unless you knew that what that symbol was by heart, you couldn't tell. Like, I can tell the coloration on these symbols. That's a little harder to tell unless I knew the symbol there. So it's just another nitpick about why I don't really like the wanted posters over the propaganda posters. So anyways, moving on, we have Unruly Astromech, Nabooian Starskiff, Hondo Anaka, Lowboat, a Darth Scion. All right, that is now 2 Darth Scions for me. So I've played set a Darth Nihilus. I have now 2 Darth Scions. I pulled a normal art from a booster box. So anyways, 5/5/5. When played, get an experience token for this unit for each enemy unit that was defeated this phase. So if there was none, he just comes in with no experience tokens. And then when defeated, this unit has 7 or more power, return to its owner's hand. I really want to play him in a Revan blue strategy with like Darth Nihilus because I think Revan can easily give this guy experience tokens. And not mentioning that before the turn he comes in, you can also just have Revan kill something and then get an experience token as well. So pretty nice there. Then we have an A-Wing and then Captain Typho. Second to last pack of the first box. I'm hoping that we can see a DJ leader. And yeah, that's what I'm kind of looking for, as we got a Jabba the Hutt leader. I'm looking for that, and I'm also looking to hope we can get a prestige stamp. That'd be really good to get. Again, we have another one of these boosters. I'm already pretty well settled with this one because we did open a showcase leader. So we have Jabba the Hutt action. Pay 1, tap him. A friendly damage unit deals 1 damage to an enemy unit. If the friendly unit has 3 or more damage on it, it deals 2 damage instead. Control 5 or more reasons, flip him over. He's a 2/8. The other Jabba the Hutt from Shadow of the Galaxy was a 2/12. He's a then when another friendly unit is dealt damage and survives, you may have that unit deal that much damage to an enemy unit. Use this ability only once per round. So basically, he can only do that once for the entirety of that round. So until both of you have officially passed and it's moved on to the next round, you can't do anything else. So, is he a good leader? I don't know. I know some people are going to try him out because he's just a ping damage leader, but still, I mean, I feel like he's good, and I feel like he's probably going to play with some grit leaders, grit cards, a lot of cards with grit attached to them, so that you can, especially on his backside, swing that grit unit in, get that grit damage, and then take all that damage, and then go and kill something else with the damage, or kill the card you were going after. So, just some thoughts. I don't know just yet about him, but I think he's okay for a leader. I know some people really want to build around him. For the rest, we got Coruscant Undercity Police, Political Bully, ISB Agent, Umbaran Mobile Cannon, Renewed Friendship, Chancellor Palpatine, One Way Out, a Hollow Bail Organa. So we got a normal Bail Organa and a hollow Bail Organa. A Congress of Magister. Viper Droid, Bravo Squadron Fighter. Jar Jar Binks. Restore Freedom. Play a unit from your hand. It costs 1 less for each heroic aspect icon among your friendly units. Pretty interesting thing to kind of play out. I could definitely see this playing out like the Starhawk from JTL, a little cheaper now, so you can play it out a little quicker. And then we have an FN Trooper Corps and Charged with Murder. This is it, folks. The last and final pack of our first Carbonite booster, and our leader will be a Slymore. Action. Pay 1, tap it. If there are 4 or more rested units in play, create a spy token, flip for 5. Then it's 3/6 on attack, deal 2 damage to an exhausted unit. I think this leader will also see a lot of play. I don't think you're going to get a lot of the backside to go off, but I mean, exhausted units taking 2 damage to the face is nothing to scoff at. So, pretty cool there. For the rest, and the final pack of this first box, Ferrex Uprising, Jade Squadron Patrol, Republic War Walker, Defense Fleet X-Wing, BTEMO, Kietro Vizarag, Atala Dareth. Oh no, unfortunately, a Cannon Low, and we have now a hollow and a non-hollow just to show you all. But still, that's another prestige. We have Reckless Rebel, Rotunda Senate Guards, a Consular's Carrier
Courier, it's not over yet. Mon Mothma. Scour the archives. And then a Kadem. Well, the first box did not give us a prestige stamped, but we did get ourselves a nice showcase leader from the first box, and we got some okay amounts of some nice legendaries as well. I wish we had one more legendary from that box, but nonetheless, we do have a second one to bust open. First pack of box number 2. I'm still hunting, I think, a DJ leader for my collection, and we got a Colonel Yularen leader, followed by a Zuanius Shadow Fighter, ISB Shuttle, Inspiring Senator, Sun and Ferocity, Mas Mata, No One Ever Knew, a Naboo Royal Starfighter, a Chairman Papadonia, for, of course, a nice prestige looking propaganda poster. So a 3/2/6. When a player draws one or more cards during their action phase, you may disclose to aggression. If you do, create a spy token. Kind of very niche. It only really matters if your opponent's on a draw strategy, but still nice to have. Emissaries from Ryloth, Shadow Crawler, Bathanian Ornthopper, Charge with Treason, Furtive Handmaiden, Lost Jedi, and then the Eye of Aldani, which, by the way, is a really good card here. At the start of the action phase for the next enemy unit, for each enemy unit, its controller must pay 1 or exhaust that unit. So you play this on your turn, then your opponent has to either choose to exhaust their unit or pay 1, which again, really good disruptive action there. Probably very much in the early game to probably the late game, the early game, so that you can then handle your opponent nicely. So still a very good card, kind of really keep this one out. I think this one might going to be very much meta viable, or if seeing side deck play. Next on the docket, a Leia Organa. Then Cad Bane, Cruel Commandos, Inspector Shuttle, Catch Unwaries, Zam Wessel, Kazuto. We have a Moral Authority, attached to a friendly unique unit. When played, attached unit captures an enemy non-leader unit with less remaining HP than it. We got our final copy of Dryan Voss for the legendary. For that, we've already looked at him. Let's Call It War, Finn Trooper Corps, Bigwell, Soulless One, Punishing One, Consular's Cruiser, and then a Jar Jar Binks. We got Governor Price here, the Tyrant of Lothal. Action, pay 1, ready a token unit, which is again what she's really good. Like I said, she's really good also in Twin Suns, because you could ready then any token unit. So you could ready Vader's TIE tokens at 6 or more reasons, flip her over, and then this unit gets +1 for each other friendly token unit. And on attack, she creates a spy token. So on attack, she's actually swinging for 5 damage. And like I said, she's basically going to be a token spam strategy where you're going to spam tokens and force your opponent to respond to those tokens, and then basically deal with it that way. So, very interesting leader. I'm going to be trying this one out for sure as well. Treyas Acolyte, Pursue the Lead, Retaliation, Gonk Power Droid, Kinoloy, Rebel Propagandist, Erihanda Price, there's our Governor Price right there. Which is, of course, when defeated, you may defeat another friendly unit. If you do 4 damage to each enemy base, just basically kill the tokens. And then we have another, I was hoping for more of the propaganda posters. I'm still looking for a couple of propaganda posters. But anyways, we have a Vel Sartha, 5 for 6, Ray 2, and each exhausted enemy unit gets -2 while defending. So basically, if your opponent's exhausted, punch them in the face. And then we have Cruel Commandos, Treyas Acolyte, Rebel Pathfinder, Diplomatic Immunity, Chancellor Valrum, Inspector's Shuttle, and then a Restore Freedom. Next on the docket, C-3PO, Trade Federation Delegates, Clandestine Connections, Warrior of Clan Ordo, Marva Andor, Hondo Anaka, Special Modifications, Exile from the Force, a Hollow Vel Sartha, Skyhopper, Canyon Runner, Beloved Orator, Cerulean Hounds, Renowned Dignitaries, another Velsartha. All right, we pulled foil prestige, non-foil prestige, and then a showcase, or no, a hyperspace. Strike Force X-Wing, and then Kentacaz.
Another Deidre. Captain Typho, Grassroots Resistance, Lone Shark, Sanders Aid, Wilro Hood. Convene the Senate. One way out. We got a On 3 Ta. That's a 2/04. This unit gets +1 for each law card in your discard pile. So laws are like charged with espionage and anything like that. And then when played, search top 10 cards of your deck for a law card, reveal it, and draw it. So basically you need a to look for law cards. That's the way to go. Scour the Archives. Supreme Council Aid. AT-AT Incinerator. The Cornet. Cad Bane. Lone Shark, and Hired Splicer. We pulled the DJ. All right. So DJ, action. So he's the first double-colored leader we have in the game. So action, choose a friendly unit. If you do, play a unit from your hand. It costs 1 less. The chosen unit captures it. So we're still missing DJ's rare ship, the double yellow ship that every time you it captures a unit, it gets a +1 for each captured unit on it. Action 6 or more, you flip him over. He has Saboteur, and the friendly units that are rescued enter play ready. So basically, because he's double yellow, you have stuff like New Adventure, you have Cunning, you have all of these different ways. So basically, you drop the ship, you put all the stuff under the ship, you flip DJ, rescue the ship, and then all your guys that you've been reducing the cost of and capturing all come out for free. So really cool. Really cool leader. This definitely will be one of those leaders I'm going to be trying out 100%. Lost Jedi, Enforcer Squadron, Death Troopers, Seeking Suspicion, Undercover Operations, Valiant Commando. We have a Sarah San legendary. Okay, so now I have 2 of her. Hidden, she's a 7/7/7. Too bad she's going to be a 6/6/6. That'd be the number of the beast. Hidden and on-attack each other for each friendly unit. Ready a friendly resource. So pretty interesting. She does have the Underworld tag as well if you wanted to say for CAD. But anyways, she comes down, you just swing a couple bits, or maybe you waken your leader, and then basically you swing, maybe you did some plot, and then you can restand a bunch of resources, which is pretty interesting. Again, it's for each friendly unit ready a friendly resource. So if you don't have a lot of units, she's not really great. So that's why she's not really great, because it's for each friendly unit, so she can restand 1 for herself, which is okay, but still, not really sold in it. We have another Hollow Senator Chuchi, ISB Shuttle, Academy Disciplinary, Accelerate Our Plans, the Thailander Shuttle, General Grievous, Viper Probe Droid, and then a Wilro Hood. All right, folks, we're on to the second half of the box now. 4 more packs remain. Well, actually, 3 more after this. We got another Deidre, Congress of Magistrate, Shadow Crawler, Bravo Squadron Fighter, Cartel Hunter, Cartel Starfighter, Garden Den, Slymore, Transfer Property. Ooh, we did get a Director Krennic, one of the ones I wanted. Just look at him pointing at you saying, you're going to help us create the Death Star, the super weapon of the Empire. So, once again, we've already checked them out, but I did want to get his showcase, his prestige. So we got his prestige, which is really nice. Then we got Thunderous Applause, Republic Arcs Fighter, Krea's Whispers, AAT Incinerator, Mon Mothma, Death Trooper, and then I Am the Senate. Sorry, folks, I miscounted. We actually had 5 packs left as we move into the 4 remaining packs after this, as we got Mon Mothma, Ambition's Reward, ASP Loader, Emissaries from Ryloth, Tempest Assault, Primor Council Carrier, a Karis Nemric, a Bo-Katan Kirais, a 9/8/8 that's when played, given an enemy unit -3/3 for the phase. Not great. And then when an enemy unit is defeated, you get an experience token to a friendly unit. Yeah, I don't know about her. She's way high costed for what she does. She only gives a -3/3 to something. You have both Luke and we have both Anakin that can do that as well. and then be a little cheaper and be a little better than a 9/8/8 that when an enemy unit's defeated, get an experience token to a friendly unit. So, not sold really on her at all, but still nice to have. We got a Chancellor Valorum Prestige here, as we have so he's a 5 double green 3/7. When this unit completes an attack, you may disclose triple command. If you do, put the top card of your deck into play as a resource. Kind of really good ramp card. I could definitely see as something for to play with like Mon Mothma, because Mon Mothma could ignore the aspect penalty for him, so he only has to play himself out for 5, which is pretty nice. Populous Champion, Hunting Assassin Droid, Endo Commission, Diplomatic Immunity, Grand Moff Tarkin, Bogged Down in Procedure, and then It's Not Over Yet. Jabba the Hutt, Unveiled Might, Populous Champion, Let's Call of War, Senate Warden, 𝐒𝐲𝐿, Bail Organa, Implicate, another of our propaganda in Cyril Karin. 2/3 on attacking, may disclose aggression, and villainy. If you do choose a unit, deal 2 damage to that unit unless the controller discards a card from their hand. Kind of really good to go with Deidre, if I'm being a little honest. So that's a really good card to go with Miss Deidre for sure. For the rest, we got Unruly Astromech, Nubian Starskiff, Renowned Dignitaries, the Elite Squad, Keotoro Vizarog, Dracilian Commandos, and then a Punishing One. We got ourselves a Dryan Voss. Another leader I think we'll see a lot of play in this set. Definitely 100%. So Dryan Voss states on his front side action, tap him, discard a card that costs 6 or more from your hand. You may play a unit that costs 5 or less from your hand. It gains ambush for the phase. So he's basically just ECL the card, with the cost being that you have to discard a 6 cost card from your hand and you can only play 5 or less. 7 or more resource, flip him over, and then he has 5/7 overwhelm, and an action discard a card from your hand, any card from your hand, and you may play a unit from your hand. It gains ambush for the phase. So pretty much his front side seems very fair. His back side turns into I pitch anything I want and summon anything I want. So there's no restriction, just pitch any card and then send any card I need. So yeah, not so sure why we have this as a leader, but we'll have to kind of see what he does. I think this and Sabe will be the 2 leaders that will probably see the most play. I am the Senate, Regulations Bureaucrat, Rebel Pathfinder, Nabooian Security Force, Lowboat, C-3PO, Owen Freeta, a Hollow Marva Andor, which 3/3/4 when defeated, give an experience token to each friendly rebel unit. Kind of nice, again, to kind of truly play in Luthen Rao or even in Leia Organa. Congress of the Magistrate, Viper Probe Droid, the Galleon, Hunter, Nuke Gunray, Contempt for Culture, and then Charged with Murder. Second to last pack, we got ourselves a Slymore, Contraband Starhopper, Covert Operative, Consular's Cruiser, Buguel, AAT Incinerator, Faith and Friends, The Mandalorian, Jar Jar Binks. I like that the Naboo Starfighters are behind them. But anyways, when played, you may give another friendly unit +2/+2 for the phase. And he has a plot. He's a 2/1. Then Bravo Squadron Fighter, Reckless Rebel, Rotunda Senate Guards, Ambarian Mobile Cannon, a Director Critic, completing my playset of Mr. Critic himself. Let's Call It War. And then Fully Armed and Operational. This is actually my first copy of Fully Armed and Operational as well. So, if an opponent attacked your base during your previous action, so basically they attacked and it's back to you, this phase you may give it you may play a unit for hand, give it ambush for the phase, and does have plot. So really good, just rare. This is it, folks, the final pack. And we have a Luthen Rao. Great way to end it. We pulled a Luthen Rao showcase, and we got a Luthen Rao hyperspace. For the rest, we got Scour the Archives, Rebellious Factioneer, Armor of Fortune, Cadell Canucks, Nalase, the
Saw-Gerrera's U-Wing, a Hyperspace Disaster. We have a foil Ornn Free-Ta, Consular's Courier, a APS Loader, Enforcer Squadron, Deidre Marrow, Marva Andor, Trade Federation Delegates, and Marva Andor. Well, folks, it looks like my luck of pulling a Prestige stamp is just gone. But that doesn't mean much to me, 100%. I'm probably going to maybe get another Carbonite booster if I'm being a little honest. Of that, or I'm probably going to stop here and probably pay for the cards that I need to finish decks. Like, I'm missing Obi-Wan Kenobi from this set, and I was hoping to pull him from my Carbonites. But nonetheless, we should go through everything we got. So, we did pull a Luthen Rao Showcase Leader, which is really good. I was looking to actually play this leader 100%. For our propagandas, we got Ornn Free-Ta. We have 2 Ornn Free-Tas. Oh, no, we just only had 1 Ornn Free-Ta. I thought I had 2 of them. Give me a minute. Yes, we did pull 2 Ornn Free-Ta. I just didn't take it out of the collection when I put the cards away. So we pulled 2 Ornn Free-Ta, 1 Jar Jar Binks, 1 Cyril Karen, 1 Chancellor Valram, 1 Director Krennic, 2 Hollow Senator Chuchi, 1 Chairman Papadania, 2 Bail Organas, 1 Grand Admiral Thrawn, 1 Mos Mata, and 1 General Grievous. For our wanted posters, we had Marva Andor, Double Veil Sarthia, Double Dryan Boss, Double Kino Loy, 1 Alexander Callis, and 1 Karis Nemec. And the legendaries we pulled from it, we did get a Director, 2 Director Krennics, completing our playset of Mr. Krennic, 1 Sarah San, 1 Darth Sion, 1 Dryan Boss, 1 Kylo Ren's Command Shadow, 1 Nemec's Manifesto, 1 Darth Nihilus, and 1 Darth Terea. Well, that is it, folks, for our Carbonite boosters. Yeah, I was hoping for a little bit more, but, you know, in the end, we didn't really pull legendary luck way we did there in the first box, but that's how the cookie crumbles. The first box gave us a showcase leader, so I cannot argue with the fact that I got a showcase leader. I would have liked a prestige stamped card as well to continue my luck of pulling a prestige stamp. But again, there's a good chance I'll be picking up more Carbonite packs for this set because I like the propaganda cards 100%. So, I mean, there's still a lot of propaganda cards out there. But again, I might not. I might just simply decide to just pick up when the set drops, officially pick up the last of the cards I need, like Obi-Wan Kenobis and some of the rares that I still need in my collection because I'm missing a lot of rares. But yeah, we'll kind of have to see because, again, I still have pre-releases. I still have drafts all coming up, so I will be able to see what else I can claim all together. So, with that said, guys, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below on our Carbonite opening. Have you guys ever opened any Carbonites? Are you guys going to plan to open the Carbonites? Have I actually sold you on getting into this Carbonite because of the prestige arts in this one, because I do like them a lot. Like I said, I think it's a double-edged sword because I like the I like the propaganda posters. I don't like the wanted posters. So yeah, let me know all that down in the comments, as well as what's your favorite card we pulled in this video. And while you guys are commenting, do make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you can notify when my videos go live for you. And we'll see you next time on Mon Dragons TCG.